Good morning, speed friends. Welcome back to the Metroid Fusion 100% tournament. Today we've got a real good race for you. In fact, this is one of the first races, I think the first race of the second round. That's right. We're moving along steadily. We've got Monkey versus pollsmor, two not only of the best fusion runners, but also of the younger fusion runners. So this very much shows us that, indeed, the kids are all right. Shoutouts to who. But if anything, I'm expecting great things from the two of them. If it seems like I'm a little bit lower energy right now, heavy apologies. I'm also going to have words with the both of them after this about the importance of not scheduling on weekend mornings, because I am still waking up. I was literally in bed under covers like 5 minutes ago, and I'm but you know what? If it was to make sure that this race has a little bit of hype behind it, because boy howdy does it deserve it, then I will happily drag myself out of bed, and here we are. Starting right off with the climb, and oh, Paul's almost getting it. Dragon. Why did I say dragon? I don't even know. Ooh, Monkey making the switcheroo to the other style of climb. Not a whole lot to say from the get-go. This is still just the first main deck. Just a whole lot of jumping, a whole lot of clean movement. Making good use of those shot cancels. Oh, seems the word of the day is ledge grab. That is in fact 2 words, unless you want to hyphenate it, and that would just make you look like you don't know how to spell, so I would not recommend it. But thankfully now it's time for a little bit of lore here, which gives me a moment to have a sip of my drink to try to fire myself up a little bit more. So yeah, this is in fact Metroid Fusion, the 2002 wonderful 2D Metroid game that we got as a sequel to Super Metroid. How do you follow up Super Metroid, a game so pivotal, so beloved? Well, with Metroid Fusion, and dang, they do a real good job with this one. Now, for anyone who has not had a chance to see Metroid Fusion before, oh boy, you're in for a treat. This is a very cool speedrun. Unfortunately, the game itself is pretty darned linear. So, you're going to be seeing pretty much all the time saves come from just pathing through the rooms, clean movement, which, thankfully, this game has a whole lot of both. And it is incredibly satisfying both to do and to watch. So first things first, they're both heading on up here to, you know, I still don't remember what this deck is called. We're going to call it the cockpit. There's probably a steering wheel and pedals in here somewhere. This is how you drive this giant meteor, because in the future you can drive everything. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. And now here they are downloading missiles, because sometimes you need a little bit of something extra to take care of nonsense. And apparently downloading things takes up too much power. There goes the electricity. They're going to have to go fix that. The problem is obviously at that glowing red dot. Hopefully it's just a fuse box and not a gigantic rolling enemy. Hard to say. So far, this is pretty consistent with what you might have seen from an any percent run. That's just how it is. Although, as soon as they get past the first eye door, you're going to see the first deviation, and it's just kind of going to be like that for the rest of it. First, speaking of the eye doors, let's see how these go. They have to hit it with 3 missiles right now. But it's going to give them some eye beams, hopefully not too many. Oh, pollsmor goes for the double. Doesn't quite get it. You saw it tink off. Oh, pollsmor misses the second double. Ooh, Monkey also having some trouble with those doubles. Both of them making it through. pollsmor having the slightly better luck. And there we go, grabbing those missiles. Did I say missiles? I meant energy tank. It all kind of looks the same after a while. Here we go. It's time for Arachnus. Making a comeback after Metroid 2. Oh, no! pollsmor getting a roll. You really want him to just keep doing those arm slashes. Let's see if Monkey can get better luck. Monkey getting better luck. Going to save himself a few seconds. pollsmor. Oh! Getting the double missile and the sweet spot. Monkey not quite getting the sweet spot. So the gap has closed a bit. pollsmor maintaining his lead, though. There's still a whole lot of run left to go. Do not fear, friends. I just went ahead and switched the audio to pollsmor since he is a little bit in the lead here. I will endeavor to keep audio on whoever is in the lead, unless we're getting a whole lot of lead changes, in which case that might be a little bit rough. So we'll see what happens. I'm expecting a whole lot of lead changes, though, so I gotta keep my finger on that button that switches the audio. Alright, I'm gonna stop here and grab this missile tank on the main deck here. I am very glad this is one we grab early. It does make Sector 1, the upcoming sector, a whole lot less stressful, because missile count is very important. But first, it's time to meet our special guest. There she comes, clomping onto the stage, jumping over the floor and blowing up a door. I don't know about you, but whenever I visit somebody who I don't know that well, this is always how I enter their house in order to assert dominance. It's just how it works. But anyways, now we are heading on down into this area with the sectors. This is where the science happens, or at least that's what I've been told. That's what all the shareholders have been told. So, well, I sure hope that's how it is. But Sector 1 is where we start getting all these fun little missions to do along the way. In this case, the problem is the X-Parasites, that yellow jello we saw earlier, have decided that something's not quite right here, and they started messing with the thermostat. Now, in the future, instead of just readjusting the thermostat, it turns out what you have to do is go blow up some fans. I never said the future was an easy place, and certainly not. So they're gonna have to go and find 5 fans and shoot missiles into them. And so far, so good. They're maintaining full energy, which is what they want to do here. Because if you lose energy, you don't get those sweet, delicious green X drops that give you missiles. Both of them getting good positioning on that first fan. Now heading into the first room with the Hor nodes. This one's a little bit rough, especially in Hundo, because you got to stop and grab this E-Tank. Real good use of missiles for both pollsmor and Monkey. Oh, unfortunately. Ooh, Monkey! Deftly shooting the Hor node, getting out of there with full energy. Very smooth. Missile counts are still looking good, though, so not expecting trouble, but if things start going south, Monkey will be in the better ammunition shape. Although first he has to get past all these pirates who have a fun habit of just being on the right-hand wall, which is a power move, to be sure. Thankfully, all of them decided to not be powerful today, which is fine by me, honestly. I hate space pirates. Dang, keeping the missile counts both consistent. 14 coming out of this room is a strong number. Now a little bit more luck coming up here. They get good positioning on this one. Oh, pollsmor, unfortunately, having it moving down. Both of them looks like they got bad luck there. You want that one to be moving up. Both of them getting it moving down. I'm going to have to wait a second for it to move back up. Now some more pirates here. Oh, no, Monkey! Monkey tried to do some mid-air adjustment, and mid-air adjusted his way all the way back down to the floor. That's not a good adjustment. Thankfully, both of them are in good enough shape for the eye door. They can attempt all the doubles they want, unless they just want to start shooting missiles at nothing, which I'd expect them not to do. I'd like to think they know better. All right, pollsmor first up. Sets up a pretty good double there. Unfortunately, that was not a vulnerable eye door. Oh, man. pollsmor just not having luck with those beams. But Monkey also not having luck after... Oh, the second set of beams! Just giving him a real hard time, but thankfully, both of them making it in. pollsmor going for the horizontal double strat, and gets the double super clean. Monkey showing off the spicy News 2019 strat here. Both of them getting doubles. Oh, that was such a good charge core fight. Charge core is one of those fights that's not really hard, but doing it fast always is harder than it looks. And both of them getting it so cleanly, it just shows you how good these two runners are. Alright, now with the fourth fan having been missiled thoroughly, both of them on their way to the last one now. Just a little bit of vertical movement going on here. Quick climbs. Monkey continuing to have a little bit of a struggle with wall jumps today. I think it might just be one of those, you know, it's before wall jump o'clock. You just got to get it into your system, I suppose. But unfortunately, that is allowing pollsmor to just gain a few extra seconds, and this very much is a run of seconds. They can add up, and you do not want to be losing them anywhere you can avoid, especially with cleanup still looming on the horizon, where time just is gained and lost in huge chunks. But with that, they are both done with Sector 1. Going to be heading on back to the navigation room. Sorry, I just saw Folger's parody in the chat, and it gave me a giggle. And it's important to stay hydrated and possibly also caffeinated, my friends. That is a great way to go through your day. So first, some more lore here. The lore here is Samus is trying to figure out why her shoulders are so broad in these images, because Samus is in fact canonically a very tall, very strong-figured lady, but her shoulders are not quite that broad in any artwork I've ever seen except for those, so I'm still not sure. I think she might actually just have her arms like out so that her elbows are where her shoulders seem to be. If anyone has any better ideas, I am all ears, because I have no idea and it's kind of weird. But welcome to Sector 2, everybody. This is the tropical sector, or possibly also jungle sector. I'm not sure. It's called TRO, which is the three letters that the word tropical start with, but it could also be a jungle. I'm just starting to think that future scientists sometimes just phone it in. That's just how it is. But the takeaway here is that, do you remember, if Sector 1 was ammo management, the sector, this visit to Sector 2 is health management, the sector, even in 100%, where you really don't have to worry about either of those things too much later on. This early on, health is very much a danger. Well, rather, lack thereof. Let's be fair, lack of health is always a danger, but this first visit to Sector 2 in particular, those Zoros, those very huggable-looking red spiky friends all over the place, they just like to get in your way, and hugging them hurts a lot, so Monkey and pollsmor are doing their best to just take care of only the ones that are in the way and make sure to not come into contact with them without continuous running, which is not always as easy as you would think. Oh, Monkey getting bad positioning on that Zoro and also dropping the wall jump. Still managing to stay behind, but pollsmor maintaining a lead of a few seconds after unlocking the doors. This is also the first appearance of the security rooms, because there are 4 door colors in this game, unlike older Metroids where you just use special types of weapons to open them. Apparently, OSHA was paying attention and said, no, we can't do that. Colored doors have to be opened with locks. But, however, the Metroid designers maintaining that certain amount of sadistic tendency to say, well, we're going to put the door locks somewhere where it is incredibly inconvenient to go get. So that's right, you have to wall jump, you have to shoot things. That's just how it is when you work at the Biologic Space Laboratory Station. But now both of them have bombs. That sound you just heard was my heart dying a little bit more. The bombs in this game leave a lot to be desired. Small blast radius, long fuse. They blow up blocks, and that's about all you can say for them. You don't get fun, cool, infinite bomb jumps like you do in other Metroid games. You can do jump bomb jumps in 1 or 2 spots. We might see those later. We'll see. Now, before they head on downward to the next boss, they're taking this little detour to grab this missile tank here. Thankfully, this early on, there's still not that many detours to grab items, but there is one especially dangerous one coming up here, because they have to deal with the blue Zoro variant. You thought the red Zoros were bad? Oh, no, the blue ones. The blue ones woke up on the mean side of the bed this morning. We'll see what happens. Again, just a lot of little optimizations. You see them unmorph and remorph to try to save time. Oh, pollsmor landing right on the blue Zoro, and look at how much damage he took from it. Thankfully, was at full energy. Doesn't have to worry about that too much. Monkey gets better positioning, does not get hit by it. Both of them manage. Okay, pollsmor managing to pull it off. Let's see if Monkey can manage to get up before the block reforms. Oh! Had a little bit of trouble unmorphing, had to drop another bomb. Some more vertical movement, and pollsmor is already almost at the entrance to the next boss fight. Thankfully now with Charge Beam in arm, because, you know, it's not like she actually holds it, eye doors are no longer as much of a problem. Thankfully, all you have to get is one weak spot, and a charge shot can take it out. Not having to worry about double missiles anymore. So let's see how it goes. Beam from the get-go. That's no good. Oh, no. Oh. Okay, is he going to get the 4 beam? No. 4 beam is the worst you could get. Thankfully, only getting the 3. But here we go, everybody. It's time for the most fun game of all, which is to say, how many extra jumps is Zazabi going to give our runners today? pollsmor having a 3 jump first phase. That's real bad. We have been getting really bad jumps throughout this. Monkey, though, getting no jumps on the first phase. Zazabi can very much change lead here if it wants to. Oh my god, pollsmor's getting so... His luck is so bad, he got so many jumps! Oh my goodness. In fact, Monkey got fewer jumps, he's already on the core. Gained back some time there. And both of them getting the double-double. Wow. 11 jumps for pollsmor. That's almost the worst you can get. That is genuinely unfortunate. A lot of runners will bemoan the fact that Fusion has a fair bit of randomness in it. Thankfully, for the sake of the race, it's not as much as you might think. But okay, first of all, something that isn't randomness right here. pollsmor getting the sack skip. Monkey also getting the sack skip. In 100%, that trick is definitely not as challenging as in any percent, but it's always still a little bit stressful because the sack is exceedingly dangerous. If anything goes wrong, you just die. We're both of them on their way out of Sector 2 now, making it out of there with similar health. Oh, pollsmor opting to go right-hand climb. That was the more popular strat for a while there until it was discovered that it was actually faster to go up the left-hand side unless your bomb timing is TAS levels of good. And oh my goodness, the gap. The gap is so small now. These two are keeping it so incredibly close together. I'm loving this. A little bit more lore here, as Samus laments the fact that there is now someone else wearing her suit, which is, let's be fair, not a very polite thing to do, but that's what the I don't even know what I was trying to say. That's not what the SAX does. It just is fueled by impoliteness and poor societal convention. But now we are here in Sector 4, the only sector where you walk left off the elevator to enter the door. If you've ever seen a runner walk off the elevator and head into a wall, it's Sector 4's fault. That's how it be. Speaking of Sector 4 is very much the place where the movement starts to get a little bit more exciting, a little bit spicier, which makes it all the more important that we are in the water sector to deal with all that spiciness. In previous sectors, messing up movement just meant that you, well, had to do it again. In Sector 4, messing up movement means you probably fall into electrified water or have a bad time, or have an extra bad time. We'll see how it goes. Oh my goodness, the sink. Also seeing first use of the oh, monkey, showing off what I'm talking about there. Accidentally messing up a jump, almost landing in the electric water. Thankfully catching himself on the ladder. But they've got to be careful. Those big fish that almost formed right on top of pollsmor do over 100 damage on contact. They are exceedingly dangerous at this early part of the game. Thankfully, there is an E-tank up here, so that you're wondering why I didn't take a refill. That's why. Just get the full health right here, right now. But their big, important objective here in Sector 4 is to lower the water level to figure out what on earth happened, why is it electrified. If I had to venture a guess, somebody tried using the blow dryer in the bathtub, trying to speedrun getting ready for work, didn't quite work out. Unfortunately, that's just how it be sometimes. There's some things you should not rush. What am I saying? We should rush everything. That's just a speedrunning mentality, isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah, I'm sure it is. Minor deviation in routing here. pollsmor does actually grab the missile tank we just saw Monkey get after the upcoming boss fight. It's not actually any faster or any slower. He just does that to, so that he does not have to mess with his splits. And you know what? As someone who hates having to redo splits, I can absolutely respect that. That does, however, mean pollsmor is the first to make it to the boss here, Ceres. Ceres is a boss with an absolutely slapping boss theme, and a really cool strat that actually showcases why the charge beam is so good. Because it has now it doesn't just have that beam; it also has a flare that appears around Samus's arm, which does damage. So, if you shoot that right in Ceres' face like that, what would normally be a 5-cycle fight becomes a 2-cycle fight. We just have to line it up correctly. pollsmor gets the 2-cycle, no problem. Does not get the first double, though. Thankfully, this is a 5-missile core, so if he just gets 2 more doubles, he can get the... Yes! Double doubles. Now, Monkey, getting that first hit. Going to be setting up to see if he can get the 2-cycle as well. And no! He doesn't get it! Oh, no! Thankfully, judging by Ceres' color, I think he should be able to finish it off on 3 fate in a 3rd cycle here. Oh no, he's getting the half moon patterns. All of Ceres' patterns are paired, except for those. He tried to finish it off on a half moon, instead didn't quite get the clean shot. So it's looking like a 5-cycle fight. Oh no! Oh, okay. So it's chat observing. It looks like Monkey might have missed the first shot, which is genuinely unfortunate. Ooh, this is a tragic time loss right here. Gets the core, but losing time on extra cycles on Ceres is one of the worst, most painful ways to lose time in Sector 4. Monkey is unquestionably not happy right now. pollsmor, meanwhile, we saw him go get that missile tank that Monkey got earlier, took care of all the business in early Sector 4. Now the water level going down, just going to grab a couple of missile tanks and be on his way out of this place. Monkey going to gain a little bit of time back since he doesn't have to get that missile tank, but that's not nearly as much as that Ceres fight cost him. He's gonna have to play real well moving forward in order to try to make this up. This is in no way the decision maker right here, but it's unquestionably going to be weighing on him as this race moves on. Yeah, there's still far too much left in this race to say that it's over now. And honestly, I genuinely just hate to say that a race is over before it's over, because you never know what can happen. We have seen folks beef it on Omega right at the end, so you never know. You never know. Until both runners have donned in SRL, there is no way of knowing how this race is going to end. Alright, pollsmor about to hop on the elevator. Monkey just has to get to the navigation room. Nice quick spawn of that gold enemy. And pollsmor on his way to Sector 3. If Sector 4 was the cool blue sector, Sector 3 is the spicy red sector. Because that's right, it is PYR for... Because apparently when you want to have a desert biome, pyro is the way to go. I don't know. It must not have been very creative that day. So the return of locked doors here. Now I have to unlock the green doors before going to get the most satisfying of power-ups. Thankfully, now armed with a speed booster, the gift that Ceres has given us, both Monkey and pollsmor have a lot of fun-filled movement tools at their disposal. Oh, pollsmor! pollsmor got the frame-perfect crouch! My God. Yeah, there's your other fun fusion fact here. No one actually routes for it, but if you crouch on the exact frame that Samus lands after running off a ledge with speed booster, you can retain the charge, but it's frame perfect, and this is a 60 FPS game. That is in no way, shape, or form required, but dang it. Dang it, it looks cool. Alright, Monkey gonna go unlock those doors. pollsmor, meanwhile, already heading off to the data room. Does that frame perfect trick make things faster? Potentially, yes, but in the few spots where it does, it is not dramatically faster. And yeah, in this particular spot, it's not faster. There's in Sector 5, there's a spot where you can use that trick to be faster, but it is so much more difficult than the normal strat that nobody goes for it. Shoutouts to Jacker G, who does go for it, but then again, he's a bit of a legend in his own right. All right, pollsmor, first to get data room, get super missiles. They are super strong and super loud. Yes. Super missiles in Metroid Fusion are what missiles should sound like. So visceral, so concussive. You can see the screen shake, you can feel it. I just really like super missiles, okay? But now it is time for Box. That's right, we have to face off against the Cardboard King, which surprisingly, future cardboard looks a lot like metal. I try not to think too much about it. Okay, for a moment there I thought pollsmor was going for those Critty 7 strats, but nope. Going for classic strats. Going for those diagonal shots. Super, super clean. That was an excellent box fight from pollsmor. The first box fight is not a terribly challenging fight, but it is a fight where it's very easy to lose seconds. If Box starts jumping around extra or shooting those fire bombs, you lose seconds every time it does something. So you want to kill it as fast as you can, but it's so hard to hit that recessed hitbox. And pollsmor done with Sector 3. Monkey on his way to fight Box now. Let's see how that goes. So far, so good. Should be able to finish off right after that. And another very, very good box fight. Both of them showing off top-notch box fights. pollsmor first to... Well, I was about to say make it to the elevator, then he had a bit of a struggle forgetting how elevators work. Apparently, someone else is disappointed because here comes a betrayal. Did you see how Samus botched that elevator? I can't believe it. That's right, this is in fact a story of intrigue, a story of cardboard boxes, a story of gelatin, and a story of corporate greed. That is Metroid. You get a little bit of everything in Metroid Fusion. And because this language is set to Japanese, you can't read it for yourselves. You're very much at the mercy of my interpretation. Which, whether or not that's better or worse, that depends on who you ask. Oh no, the Jello's gone blueberry. Samus being allergic to blueberries is not about this life. We're gonna have to avoid those until she can get the next upgrade. And I also saw somebody in chat asking about whether or not this will remain the final Metroid game. At the moment, this is in fact Metroid 4, the final game in the progression of story so far. But there have been some well-connected rumors that there is a game coming out in the Metroid series this year that is connected to Metroid Fusion, which leaves me optimistic that we might get a sequel to Fusion. Now, is this confirmed truth? No, absolutely not. But dang it, I want to believe. I want to believe so bad. I've been waiting 18 years for a sequel to this game. All right, pollsmor making it through to the free E-tank, the free tank, nice and smooth. Monkey about to do the same. But first, it's time for a little bit of yakety sax. Hope y'all are fans of old British television shows, because we're going to do a bit of a dance with the sax here. We could wait for the sax to walk out of the way, but that takes a really long time. So we're just going to poke the tiger with a stick and let it jump over us, and then just get out of the way. I see some folks lamenting that remembering Fusion's launch makes them feel old. Don't worry, friends. I remember Metroid 2's launch, so do not worry about feeling old. All right, pollsmor first to make it to the boss here. eye door. Let's see how those beams go. 0 beams. Ooh. I mean, I was around for Metroid's launch, but I don't remember it. I was a little bit too young at the time. And here we go, Giant Core X. 4 flares will do it. Oh, I think he might have missed one there. I looked away for a moment, but he gets the first double. Oh, does not get that second double. Trying to make up for it here. Can he get it? All right, managing to finishing it off with a double there. Not quite getting that sweet spot, though. Okay, it did look like 5 hits. Ideally, you can get that done in 4, but the Giant Core X is a little bit weird and likes to fly around and give you a hard time. Oh, Monkey getting I-beams right from the get-go. Oh, God, please, door. Why? 2 beams. Gross. All right, pollsmor opting to go for traditional strats and getting this missile tank here. He does know how to do the bomb jump strat, but there is the downside of it. If you're not careful, it's you have to remember to go back for that other missile tank. Monkey having the clean 4-shot fight and doubles. Can he get the triple? He can get the triple. Monkey having a flawless Giant Core X fight. Going to be gaining back some time there. That's definitely good to see. After that Ceres fight, you always can worry a little bit that, gosh, you hope the runner doesn't get tilted. But no, Monkey keeping it cool. Showing that he's still got it. Not going to let that get him down. Still playing like a top runner. pollsmor going to be bombing that right-hand wall and then entering through that left-hand wall. I said it before. The bombs in this game have such a long fuse that we don't even wait for them to explode. We're gonna bomb this wall and be back later. Just take your time. It's okay. We passive-aggressively say as we stomp off angrily, waiting for the bomb to explode. But unfortunately, that's going to be it for this visit to Sector 6, the most purple of sectors. I'm not saying I like the color purple, but yesterday I went out wearing a purple shirt, a purple hoodie, and purple shoes. I do, in fact, like the color purple. Oh god, Monkey having a huge struggle with the puffers, though. Puffers are one of the most annoying enemies. They don't look that dangerous, but if you shoot them, they spew out purple gas, which I swear it more than doubles the size of their hitbox. It's the worst. The worst! But now with the various suit on body, unfortunately, because this color scheme is a crime against nature and humanity alike, pollsmor on his way to Sector 5, the first visit of many visits to the icy sector. That's right, ARC stands for Arctic. I tried to come up with a joke, but I didn't give myself enough time. That's poor planning. Yeah. Monkey calling it in chat. Both of them are not getting very good luck this run, but you know what? You gotta roll with that sometimes. When the game gives you lemons, you make future space lemonade, and then the lemonade turns into a parasite and tries to kill you. That's how Metroid Fusion works. No one ever said the future was safe. Oh, pollsmor tries a super missile and accidentally bonks it into the wall. But Sector 5 is the most visited of sectors. We're going to be seeing this one a lot. In fact, that gives it a little bit of an extra challenge factor. Since we visit it so much and we go through so many of the same rooms repeatedly, it is very easy to get discombobulated. Once you play this game enough, you just kind of tend to autopilot it, so there's a fairly good chance that if you're not careful, you might forget which visit it is. So hopefully that's not going to happen to Monkey or Paul's here. We have seen it happen in tournaments before, and you really hate to see it happen. You're supposed to go to the data room and you start leaving early, or you're supposed to go unlock. You're supposed to go to the data room and you accidentally go unlock the doors even though they're already open. This is a thing that happens. I really hope we don't see it today. All right, pollsmor getting past the Kagos here, going to be unlocking the doors. Now it's yellow doors. Monkey making his way through the big room. Big room is simultaneously one of the more interesting and also one of the more frustrating rooms in Sector 5, just because you have to adapt to where the waivers are. You have to be very good about using your pseudo screws, your missiles, and your charge shots. Otherwise, you just get knocked around by them, both of them making it through nice and clean. And pollsmor also making it through the vertical climb room very smoothly. And his reward is a missile side grade. I refuse to call this an upgrade. These are ice missiles. Those delightful, satisfying super missiles are now less satisfying. You can't one-shot enemies with them, and they freeze enemies. And they're also harder to do double missiles with. Hang on to that point, put a pin in it. We'll come back to it a little bit later, don't worry. Oh, don't worry, I plan to come back to that one. Now Monkey's showing off this vertical room right here. This is one of those rooms that takes a good amount of practice to just get super consistent at. It is very easy to accidentally get knocked around or miss jumps. But Monkey now also getting himself some ice missiles. I am so sorry. And pollsmor back into the big room. Here's your other indicator that you're done here. In the background, you see a shadow flying around. Don't worry, that's a friend. A friend who is just a little bit nervous to meet us. It's okay, you know, I understand social anxiety is a thing. Don't worry, we'll get to meet it later. Now, Monkey also is getting this item now, an item that pollsmor grabs later. There is no particular speed advantage to getting it now or later, just a preference thing. But pollsmor has... Oh no, Monkey! Oh no! Oh no! Whiff the Ripper twice! Gonna have to wait for it to fly back over. Ugh! And pollsmor setting his own emergency in the chat. That's right. It's time for the emergency in Franker Z, although I saw that pollsmor. That's a Ralpher Z. I don't accept this. And I'm so glad that highlighting your emergency message has actually been a thing this tournament. It has given me no end to the joy, so much happiness. That's right. If there is any time during this run you're going to be spamming, it is during the emergency. Because we've got to do something. These lights are flashing. Someone has cranked up the spice a little bit too much, and we have to go turn it down. People are running out of water at their tables. They can't deal with it. I'm sure it's fine. The ground is literally melting. This is working as intended. But now we have double emergency. Stereoscopic emergency. What are we going to do? Obviously, we're going to have to run through here and freeze a whole lot of stretchies. Just like that. pollsmor is making very good time through emergency so far. You ideally want to see a high 440s time entering the eye door. And he's definitely on pace for that, especially if he can get good eye door luck. But then again, without the luck has been so far this race, it's hard to say. Here we go. 448 eye door time. That's excellent. He's definitely on a 430 plus, easily a 430 plus pace here. He just got to get the doubles. I couldn't see if that was a double or not. The first one was not a double, but he can still get a 430 plus. That is going to be a 430. That gives you an idea of just how strong pollsmor's movement was through emergency. Normally, missing the double means you miss the 430, but he's still managed to get it. Very strong emergency showing from pollsmor. But I'm sure Monkey is going to do his very best to show us an even stronger emergency. Let's see how it goes. There's gonna be a little bit of a high-fiving through the door right there. Oh, Monkey, no! Oh no, he throws the stretchy extended. Oh god. And he blew out the block. Oh god. Monkey, just morph and climb on top of it. Thank you. Thank you. Oh boy, that's gotta feel real bad. I cannot imagine Monkey's feeling too good after that. But that's all right. You can still bring this back. We can bring this back. Gosh, the side hoppers have just not been cooperative this tournament. Normally you can freeze that second one in a perfect position easily, but it just has not been behaving. All right, Monkey going for the double doubles. Getting the double doubles. I'm gonna be pulling out a 411 here. Meanwhile, pollsmor is finishing up Sector 3 now. Going to be on his way to do the most important of tasks, because somebody's got to do it since those Super Metroid runners refuse to. That's right, the time has come to go to the habitation deck and save the animals. You knew it was coming, and it has finally arrived. You just have to take the longest, saddest elevator ride to get back up to the main deck. Thankfully, with the high jump, getting through main deck is a little bit smoother, a little bit quicker. Ooh, pollsmor opting to do a little hop there instead of just jump through the door. So we will see what happens. Monkey showing us a fun stretchy climb here. I'm a big fan of the Sector 3 stretchy climb. It's always really fun. Monkey bouncing back, moving through Sector 3 cleanly. Going to be on his way to save the animals here shortly as well. But meanwhile, pollsmor has made it to the habitation deck. They have tire swings in there. I'm a little bit jealous. I wish I had a tire swing. Showing us a shine break right there. Breaking the block and still maintaining the charge. And now let's see how Animal Luck will treat him. Wow, 2 Etacoons immediately. But the third one, unfortunately, ran off to use the bathroom. So that was okay, Animal Luck. Cannot complain about that. Just gonna have to grab this missile, and pollsmor on his way back down to Sector 5. Monkey, meanwhile, heading onto this long, slow elevator. Please focus on Monkey's screen. Do not look at pollsmor's. I promise you'll thank me. Okay, you can now look at pollsmor's screen. And for some reason, the music is gone. We are now just back to computer sounds. Which honestly, in some cases is more ominous than even the even more than the ominous track that plays in this game. Elevator high five! I would not recommend sticking your hand out of a moving elevator, incidentally. That is not very safe. Please don't. Alright. Oh, is Monkey going for impossible strat? He is! And he gets the impossible strat! Monkey. Monkey, you legend. We saw pollsmor go for the traditional wall jump strat, but Monkey went for broke and got the impossible strat. That is such a cool strat. Let's see how the animals treat Monkey. That's not a good start. All the Edacoons went to the bathroom together. I think they may even have been holding hands. There we go. Monkey getting looked like slightly worse animal RNG than pollsmor there. Fun stuff. But now pollsmor heading back down into Sector 5. For those of you who are worried this game was not quite loud enough, don't worry. We have the power-up for you. It's time for power bombs. First Monkey going for the Shine Spark here, which is not actually faster, but dang it, it looks cool. And that's, I'd say in some cases, that's more important. Getting that Shine Spark. Now on his way to the data room to get power bombs. They're an experience. They are an experience. Yeah, tragically we retimed it recently and it turns out that just running through the room is, I think, 0.4 seconds faster than Shine Sparking through it. But you know what? Running through the room does not look anywhere near as cool as Shine Sparking and then immediately wall jumping. Oh, pollsmor going for the wall jump and jump extend strat. They're not quite getting the distance, so having to stop and freeze the Ripper. Not to mention, pollsmor also has to go grab that one, grab the missile tank now that Monkey grabbed earlier, since he decided to grab it later. So he has to do that now, which is going to give Monkey a few seconds of time gain right there. Also, let's see how the luck goes. Oh, he gets the ideal positioning on that Ripper. Alright, so pollsmor about to go have another fun outing with the sacks here while Monkey is entering Sector 5. So all Paul's got to do is drop the power bomb, then get through the tunnel, and then everything is probably fine. Everything is probably fine. Yep, no problems. Dropping a power bomb nice and high to make sure to break all the blocks in the ceiling. And now it's time for more luck. How are these Rippers behaving? Oh, bad positioning on the third Ripper. Has to wait a few seconds for it to get into position. Monkey, meanwhile, deciding to eschew swag in order to gain time, which is a move that I very much like under the current circumstances. I would do the same as much as it pains me to do. Oh, pollsmor. Pollsmor going! He's going for it! He's going! Oh, dang it. Dang it. That was almost super clean. Going for the Kadoom strat. It is the exact same speed as the other strat, but it looks so cool. Monkey also going for the jump extend there, not quite getting it. Thankfully, noticing he didn't have the distance and going back to the right hand before he fell much further in the room. And now pollsmor going through this dreaded Ripper puzzle room. Gotta freeze them in just the right spot. They are standing right above pure crumble blocks. First try every time, easy. Easy. Alright, pollsmor now just finishing up here in Sector 5. Just has to get back out of this place. Gonna be on his way over to... That's right, now it's time to go back to the main deck. I'd almost forgotten. I think Samus accidentally left something she shouldn't have in the backseat of the car, which has caused some questions. Dad said we were only allowed to borrow the car if we went to the library, but why on earth would you have that if you were going to the library? You have some splaining to do, young lady. Monkey, meanwhile, gonna be doing the climb here. Going for that classic climb. That taste you know and love. Now I'm gonna have to handle that puzzle room, though. Even to experienced runners, it is absolutely easy to take a tumble in this room, so you cannot let your guard down. The Rippers will ruin you if you're not careful. Ah, thank you, Monkey. Graciously dropping power bombs so that we can see where they are. Oh, no! That's exactly what I was saying. You cannot take anything for granted. Oh, that's a little bit far to the right there, Monkey. Oh! The thing you got, here's the trick that'll help you all if you're playing this casually. The rightmost block is not crumble, so you can always freeze it a little bit more to the left than you think you can. Do that, and you should have a lot less trouble with it. pollsmor making it through the Spitter hallway. The Spitter hallway, thankfully, not as big a threat as is in any percent, since you do not need to get through those speed booster blocks. But still, it's never fun to get spit on. That just makes you feel real bad. And don't worry, folks. As long as the blast hits those powerbomb blocks and they light up showing the power bombs on them, they will be broken when pollsmor gets back. No problems. And here we are back at the ship. There's a problem here. What did Dad find in the back seat? Why, of course, he found animals in the back seat. Look, there they are. Unfortunately, one downside of the JP version is while you do save like 6 minutes in text, you also don't get to see the one Edakun photobomb the camera, which you do in the English version. So, a little bit sad, but that's just how it is. That's just how it is. But now here we are, down at the main reactor core. It's covered in vines. Who let this happen? Obviously, we are now facing off against the Batman villain. It's time for Poison Ivy. No, I wish. Instead, we have to face off against some really silly spider that doesn't even know how to count. Didn't get the right number of legs out of the closet this morning. So we'll mock it for all eternity for only having 6 legs, but then it gets to have the last laugh because Yakuza hates your happiness. That's going to be the least of our concerns, though, because this is the first of the boss gauntlet. There's a whole lot of bosses in really short order here. Yo, 0 beams for pollsmor, though. We're going to start off this fight. Getting early hits. You can't see it, but Yakuza's mouth is open, so pollsmor getting some early hits, taking it straight to the brown butt phase. You can see it right there. Look at its butt. It's brown. Hopefully going to get... Oh, dang it. Come on. Open your mouth, Yakuza. All right. Not too bad. Not too bad. Two cycle. We take those. We happily take those. Now he's got to deal with this second phase. Second phase is very much just reactionary. Do what you can. Considering how random the first phase is, this is very much a skill phase here. pollsmor having a good phase, but now he's got to deal with ice missile doubles. I mentioned it before, but every missile upgrade doesn't just give more stuff to your missiles, it also makes double missiles different. Longer cooldown, faster speed. You have to learn different timings for every single missile upgrade, and ice missiles are where it really starts getting challenging. But pollsmor getting triple doubles, no problem. Considering that now we're going to start seeing a whole lot of 6 missile cores, you have to have your double missile game on point, or you're going to be you can lose 10 seconds on a fight, and that feels real bad. Unfortunately, Yakuza's gets the last laugh because it gives us the gift. You can't see it, but I was doing air quotes there of space jump. Yeah, it lets you jump forever, but it's incredibly finicky to use, and it's like a monkey paw wish. You get space jump, but you lose wall jumps. That's right. In this game, you can no longer wall jump once you get space jump. It's the worst. Oh yeah, and that's time for a sax chase. The only genuinely harrowing sax chase, because it just chases you. You have to deal with it. Not much you can do. I'm seeing someone in chat claim that Super Metroid is more finicky, and I will disagree on that. Although Space Jump is very much a personal thing. Some folks have more luck with ones than others. For me personally, Fusions is my least favorite Space Jump. Now Monkey, facing off against Yakuza. He gets the 1 cycle! He gets the 1 cycle! Monkey! Monkey getting the 1 cycle Yakuza. Now can he clinch it? Can he get a good second phase? Come on, Monkey! Monkey, please! You got the 1 cycle! Hit it right in its stupid mouth! Look, it's laughing at you! Don't stand for this! Gosh, that fight felt a little bit like a monkey paw wish there. Wishing for a good first phase, and then the second phase just giving you a real hard time. I think he may have... I don't think he got the first double. He didn't, but he can still get the sweet spot, and he gets it. Double doubles with sweet spot. We take those. We absolutely take those. I'm not going to say too much about the Notori fight on pollsmor's screen, because then 100% this fight is absolutely free. You have so many missiles, you just stand there spamming them. But doubles are not free. This is a very short room, and that one was a tink. You can still get a second double here. Nope. Missed a double, but he still finishes off the core in short order. pollsmor now armed with plasma. And so you might remember that missiles are often very, very good, very wonderful in Metroid games, but in this game, the beam is overwhelmingly your best friend. Charge beam, it gives you the flare, which lets you do so much extra damage in early game, but now with plasma has been improved so much. In Super Metroid, all it did was pierce enemies, only pierce enemies, but in Fusion, it doesn't just pierce enemies, it does damage for every frame it's in their hitbox, and this is, once again, 60 FPS game. So if you know your geometry and take advantage of square hitboxes, you can have a real fun time with the plasma beam. And boy, we will be having a real fun time with the plasma beam, don't you worry about that. I just get really excited about the plasma beam, alright? It's a real good power-up. pollsmor stopping to grab this particular power-up. That one's an easy one to forget as well, especially if you're used to doing right-side cleanup. Not right-side cleanup, right-side climb in the big room there. But pollsmor remembers to go get it. Now Monkey going to face off against Notori. Getting one beam, but that's alright. Now that he's in here, that's essentially GG for Notori. It's just stand as far right as you can and spam missiles. Not too much else to say. Unfortunately, that music can only mean one thing. It means that our friend in Sector 5 has decided that, you know what? The time for shyness is over. Now it's time for property destruction. So pollsmor's got to head over to Sector 5 and figure out why everything is broken. Monkey looks like he can finish the fight right here, and oh no! Okay, manages to get the sweet spot. Takes an extra hit though. But now he too is armed with plasma, just has to stop and grab a couple of items, and then he can get the heck out of Sector 2. Now pollsmor is going to be setting up for one of the most important movement tricks in the game. Because right now, the big room and a whole bunch of rooms are now connected. And you want to get horizontally through them as quickly as possible. So normally I'd say it's time for the Nightmare Shine Spark, but pollsmor has been known to go for an alternative. We'll see what he does here. He's going for it! He is going for it! Oh, friends, you're in for a treat right here! Here it goes! Here it goes! He has to be moving up through every single transition. Oh no! He only made it halfway. That was the Nightmare Space Boost, which is an extremely difficult trick because of the way the game handles jumping through doors. And he made it halfway there before accidentally landing. Dang it. I absolutely salute pollsmor's dedication to that trick because it's not actually faster than the Nightmare Shine Spark, but it is so challenging and so cool looking that the amount of swag points you earn if you can pull it off and carry it all the way cannot actually be measured by any sort of detection device. It's impressive. But now it's getting ready for Nightmare. Just has to stop and grab a couple of items. I think he dropped a power bomb and then didn't wait for it to explode. That's not how power bombs work, but okay. Yeah, luck has not been on the side of either runner today, but they have been playing very well, all things considered. All right, Monkey now heading off to Sector 5, and pollsmor about to enter Nightmare's room. Just has to grab this one energy tank first. Gonna go for the fast strat. quick unmorph right here. It's faster, but it's always a little bit risky. If you take a tumble there and don't grab that E-Tank, you have to go all the way back around to get it, and that's a massive time loss. But all right, here we go. It's time for Nightmare. Everybody in chat, I'm going to need your help. What the heck does Nightmare look like? Because we're still not sure. It's a 3-phase fight. That was phase 1. And that was phase 2. All right, we're in the 3rd phase, the phase that really matters. It's time for the dance. pollsmor is going to pump as many missiles as he can into Nightmare's face while monkeys shine sparks through all the rooms. Sorry, I have to divide my excitement here. But the challenge here is, oh, and pollsmor gets it flawlessly. Nightmare will either follow you or an invisible dot, and you have to get it on screen, its entire body on screen, or it'll keep moving fast. And pollsmor does it very quickly. Doubles, 2 doubles. Can he get the triple? Triple doubles on the core. 6 cycles reduced to 3. That is fine optimization. That was an excellent Nightmare fight. You couldn't ask for a cleaner Nightmare fight in any run. And now pollsmor's reward is the gift of looking sharp. The gravity suit in Fusion is, I say, one of the best looking suits in the entire Metroid series. It just looks real good. Now Monkey just grabbing those items before going off to face off with Nightmare as well. Let's see. Nightmare looks like a nightmare, a haunted television, a rocket plane, a prawn, a microwaved cat. Yikes, that's grody. Moldy pizza, jello. Yeah, these are all great answers. I also think it looks a little bit like a sad baseball. All right, now pollsmor entering underwater sector 4, showing off another great R shot right there. I'll come back to R shots, don't you worry. There's just too much going on at the moment, because right now pollsmor is in the worst room in the game. These enemies just make you lose time and energy all over the place. But underwater sector 4 is a very, very dangerous sector. Even with the damage reduction from the gravity suit, everything hurts so much. All right, Monkey, going to face off against Nightmare. Here we go. First phase done. And second phase done. Time for second phase. Can he also do the dance and do the dance quickly? Here we go. All right, it seems to be chasing him, just has to get it where he wants it. Oh no, he gets it really high. That's not good. But he did enough damage on the first go that he's able to come back and finish it off with jumping shots. Gets the first double. Gets the second double. Can he get the triple? He can! And he got one axis of the sweet spot there. If you line up even just one of the 2 axes, you get a partial sweet spot, which is still faster. So Monkey optimizing that and finishing off Nightmare in short order, even with that bad placement on phase 3. Very well played. pollsmor, meanwhile, has unlocked the red doors and is now on his way through underwater sector 4. Energy's looking real good. This puzzle room right here, remember this type of puzzle where you have to kill enemies to reform them into gold enemies. This is not the last time we will see it. But his journey is far from over. There's still a whole lot of murder fish left to ruin his afternoon, and a lot of items to grab before he's done with this place. Monkey entering underwater sector 4. Oh, getting the R shot, but accidentally bonking on the top of the door frame. That's my personal favorite way to enter sector 4 as well. Into the worst room in the game, pollsmor thankfully making it out of the room with the fish pirates, into the room with the Evers. That's right. For those of you who are wondering, those little Dragon-looking fellows are called Evers, E-V-I-R. I pulled that straight out of the Super Metroid manual, so that means it's official. But now, pollsmor is going to have to set up for a challenging Shine Spark here. He's going to have to get a really short-distance Shine Spark, then maintain it while he grabs an item and is being fired at by these obnoxious orange... Oh no! pollsmor a little bit too low! Oh, you hate to see it happen. Oh, but he's going for it again. He could have gone for the intended strike, which is the backup, but no. He's taking the time hit to do it right. He got the recharge. He froze the enemy. He's got the missile. He's got to recharge one more time. He gets it, and the Shine Spark. That's dedication to the strat. Well played, pollsmor. You think... I mean, pollsmor saying he says that doing it that way is still faster. You might be right. I was also under the impression that if you miss it once, it's just faster due to intended strat, because there's also fewer door transitions, but I'm not sure. We can confirm this after the race, because this is something that I would like to be correct on when I'm talking about it. But pollsmor now has the diffusion missiles, a power-up that's really cool, but unfortunately doesn't get used enough in this game, although we will see more of it in hundo than we normally would, which is nice. Do love us some good diffusion strats. Unfortunately for us, diffusion does take about 6 seconds to charge, which is approximately half an eternity. So we're going to take full advantage of the fact that in this game, if you start charging either your beam or diffusion entering a door transition, you will always come out the other side with a full charge. So we can save 6 seconds using a door transition. And you will be seeing them take full advantage of that throughout the rest of the run. Alright, Monkey, meanwhile, moving smoothly through underwater Sector 4. Oh, deftly dodging the devastating fish. I couldn't think of a synonym for fish to start with D, but that's alright. You do what you can. And now pollsmor is done with Sector 4. Not just this time, but period. That's it. Sector 4 is cleaned up. We will be back. We will pass through it later. We do not have to do anything else in here. And yes, for anyone who has maybe not familiar with the way Fusion tournaments work, it is a time-honored tradition for many runners, pollsmor being a shining example, to talk in the chat during the race. It's just what we do. Is it smart? Probably not. Do we care? Definitely not. It's part of the experience. It's genuinely part of the experience. It's one of the reasons why I freaking love this game, this community, and these tournaments. They're so much fun. Alright, pollsmor heading back down into the Sector 6. The purple sector. I'm wearing a purple shirt right now, so I relate to this sector tremendously. And Monkey now also getting diffusion missiles, all of them, both of them now armed with the ultimate missile, which makes doubles ultimately difficult. Pardon me, I was hydrating. Oh, pollsmor accidentally bonking on that door's frame as well. Like I said, space jump is finicky. It's not easy to use. Alright, pollsmor, you saw him there use a bomb before dropping the power bomb. There's something I forgot to mention. Power bombs are great, they're very loud, but there is one downside to using them. While the power bombs are shaking the screen, Samus cannot grab ledges, so if you need to blow up some blocks and grab a ledge, you have to be very, very deliberate with your bomb timing. Otherwise, you're going to just lose a few seconds while you wait for the explosion to stop. But here we go. pollsmor heading down into Sector 6. Remember I said this was a game of corporate greed? I wasn't joking. The greed has arrived here and now. That box, that security robot we faced off against earlier, has been bought out by Microsoft, and it is now the Xbox. It has been possessed by the Jello, and is now not actually green. They haven't gotten around to that yet, but the fact of the matter is, it is upgraded. It is more dangerous than ever. It has electrified the water. It shoots missiles now, because of course it does. So pollsmor is going to have to deal with it. And this fight can definitely be a challenge, since it can knock you off the ceiling now. Here we go. Strong start here. Deal with the missiles. The big challenge here is that hitbox is still recessed, and pollsmor has to basically shoot the diagonals and then immediately move, or it will knock him off the ceiling just like that. But he gets it. That was calculated. Into the core fight. 4 missiles here. Thankfully in hundo, you don't have to worry about these shots, but they really do hurt. And... oh no! Doesn't quite get the sweet spot, but still manages to finish off Xbox in short order. The reward is the wave beam. Now you shoot DNA out of your gun. Yes, thank you. I had almost forgotten that there was no entry without authorization. Thankfully, this lady is here to remind us. In an era where adding voice clips to your cartridge cost money because space was money, imagine making sure they wanted to make sure that we remembered there was no entry without authorization. That's important information. Oh yeah, and also, guess what? There are, in fact, Metroids in this Metroid game. Here they are. All variety of Metroids. Alphas, wait, hang on a second. That's not a Metroid. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong. Who invited the sacks? Oh no. Unfortunately, party's over. Party's over. The parents are coming back home. This will not stand. I guess we're just gonna have to jettison the entire party and blow it up. That's how it is. I don't make the rules. But now Monkey facing off against Xbox. Let's see how this goes for him. Good setup, getting the charge shot and the missiles. Good positioning, has to get those shots and move. Oh, a little bit too close, unfortunately. I cannot overstate how difficult it is to actually get that positioning quite right. There is no visual cue. You just have to be in the right spot to get that recessed hitbox and then move. I mean, honestly, the best I can come up with is that Samus has a little bit of a weird, like, spot where her, like, monkey bar cycle doesn't quite line up, and I use that, but it's incredibly imprecise. This is just a fight you have to figure out by feel. But Monkey finishes it off and gets the one-axis sweet spot there. Now armed with Wave Beam, gonna go deal with the Metroids. pollsmor, meanwhile, showing off another great use of door transition diffusion missiles right there. Yes, Monkey does still, in fact, owe us core missile, wave core doubles. Last tournament, he said he would give us at least one before the end of that tournament and did not. So we're hoping to see him this time. And here we are at one of these puzzles rooms again. Reform into the Gold Pirates. And they're dead. There was a little bit more. There was a little bit more there than seemed apparent, but we're going to come back to that in a moment. First, some more diffusion stuff here. Right there, going to blow open those blocks now. Don't have to deal with them later. Drop a power bomb right there to blow open these. Just optimizing, moving through the room. Now here we go. So those gold pirates, you got to shoot them in the back. Problem is, we don't want to do that. So instead, we're just going to shoot them and then turn around, because the game is only checking that you're facing the same direction, not that you're actually behind them. Once again, trying to save space on that cartridge. Very elegant solution. Unfortunately, we take advantage of that because we're speedrunners. It's what we do. Here we go, the final eye door of the game, a beam. Okay, giving pollsmor one last beam. But here we go. You all knew it was coming. Here he is to sing you the song of his people. Tough crowd. They don't have tomatoes, they're just throwing missiles and shots at him, and he's not happy. pollsmor making full use of that charge beam, though. Like I said, it's damage per frame, so he's going for diagonal shots to maximize the damage. And he goes for the top-down double. His doubles on this core are among the hardest in the game. Ooh. He gets one double, and he can finish it right here, and oh no! He went for a double when he didn't have to and didn't get the sweet spot, but he got a double, and honestly, you know what? That's celebration right there. I said among the hardest, but that's not true. These are the hardest reasonable doubles to get. You can say wave core doubles are harder, but those are reasonably not actually RTA viable. These are, and they're exceedingly difficult. Alright, Monkey, going to deal with the first of his gold pirates, while pollsmor. That music can only mean one thing. That's right. Everybody, get your brooms, get your washcloths. It's time for cleanup! That's right, but unlike normal cleanup, this ain't no spring cleaning. This is extreme cleanup. Cleanup is not only the most challenging part of the run, but also the most exciting, the most make or break part of the run. Now with the screw attack, everything is open to us. All the hidden passages, all the extra corridors, everything that connects the station together is available to us. So now it truly is optimized routing, optimized movement, everything down to the little nitty-gritty. And this is where the race can still turn around. Cleanup is no joke. But first, it's time for Monkey to face off against Ridley. I would have said something, but I didn't want to interrupt. But now's a great time to come back, because pollsmor's going to show off the first challenging item here. He has to get all the way to the right here, get past that enemy in order to shine spark up here, otherwise he can't get this power bomb tank. But now on the way back, he's going to try, I think he's going to try to probably pause buffer to see if he can save himself 2 door transitions here. Nope. Oh, he tried! Did he get it? Oh, no, unfortunately. I think he was a little bit too far to the left on the platform in the far right there. Because this is RTA, so he wants to minimize door transitions, and there's just really no good way to save time there without just having really, really tight shine charges. But he managed to get the power bomb tank, get the E-tank. That's definitely the most challenging part of Sector 1 cleanup, so he's past it now. Now Monkey, also in cleanup. That's right, we are now dual-wielding the mops. So this is what is genuinely what it's going to come down to. If pollsmor can have a good cleanup, he is all but clinched it here. But if he starts having a struggle, Monkey can very easily gain back the time. Brooms akimbo? You know what? I want a rock band called Brooms Akimbo. Everyone just shows up dressed up in janitor outfits, but then they just go incredibly hard on their instruments. Alright, so pollsmor also showing off there an item that you may have seen, remembered, that you probably could have grabbed earlier but didn't. That is because it's faster to grab it now. But here we go. pollsmor going to show us a space boost and the R-shot. I'm going to talk about that real briefly here. R-shots are great. Basically, in this game, instead of using select to activate missiles like in Super, you hold down the R trigger in order to, the R shoulder button in order to activate missiles and just shoot. But as it turns out, if you have a full charge of your normal beam and you press R, it automatically releases the fully charged shot. And it does it without breaking you out of spin. So if you are space boosting and press R with a full charged shot, you get a free shot and get to keep going. You can open doors! You can open doors while jumping in Speed Booster. Just one of those things that makes movement in this game so great. Meanwhile, Monkey getting that power bomb tank, getting that E-tank, finishing that challenging bit of Sector 1 cleanup, no problem. And pollsmor completely done with Sector 1 now, heading into Sector 3. Sector 3, probably not quite as challenging, although there's definitely more items to get. We'll see how it goes. He's going to go for the space boost instead of the shine spark here, no problem. Drops the power bomb, gets the E-tank, goes right back up, taking full advantage of the fact that bombs explode while there's a text box. Again, just doing those little optimizations, they add up so much in this game. Now it's time for a little bit more trouble with the power bomb here. He's going to use a bomb jump here. Oh, not quite getting the height. Trying to use the bomb jump so that he can get up there before the explosion finishes. Otherwise, you just have to wait. Alright, Monkey decided to go for the Shine Spark here instead of the Space Boost. Gets both missile tanks nice and quick. And just has this missile and one more tank, power bomb tank to get, and he's done with Sector 1. And pollsmor looks like he is... Yes, pollsmor is in fact going for classic order here. There is a new RTA strat that is faster in lower sector 3 here, but not everyone has adopted it yet. And honestly, from personal experience, I can say if you're not sure how it works, you should probably wait, otherwise you forget things. Trust me, you don't want to forget things. Because missing items in this run is not a guarantee, is not an instant loss. But missing an item unintentionally does cost you 5 minutes. It's a penalty. You don't want to take a 5-minute penalty. You really, really don't. All right, but the upside, though, is we get to see a real cool... Here it goes. A really cool space boost right here. Yes, indeed. 5 minutes per item missed. The key is unintentionally, because if we suspect that you missed an item on purpose for whatever reason, well, that's a different matter. That's a different matter entirely. Because there are definitely some items that are out of the way. Oh, Monkey went for that bomb jump as well. Didn't quite get up enough. Underflow the timer. I'm afraid that's a little bit... That particular timer strat's a little bit too Galaxy Brain. Our Monkey is also going for... Monkey also going for classic cleanup here. pollsmor just gonna have to go and grab... There's 2 more items he's got to grab on his way out. Thankfully, this particular path does also mean he gets to do this really cool Shine Spark here. I believe this is one of the widest horizontal rooms in the game, and he just gets to Shine Spark right through it. There's an energy tank up here, and then, ooh, going for the jump strat, saving himself a couple of animations. And then here is another one of the most often missed items right here. Exiting Sector 3, there's a power bomb tank, but pollsmor remembers. He knows what's up. Here we are into Sector 5. Right here at the get-go, so have to deal with some pirates and jump through some ceilings. Get this power bomb tank, no problem though. This is one of those little areas that's a little bit tricky to optimize. Just because the pirates are in awkward spots, you have the gates, but pollsmor makes it look easy. He knows what's up. All right, Monkey going to go grab this tank down here in the bottom of Sector 3. Then he's going to be on his way up, almost done with Sector 3 cleanup. Meanwhile, pollsmor making great use of freezing the pancakes. Going to Shine Spark through here, grab this missile tank, and then keep right on going. There's another one. There it is. And now just 2 more tanks to go, and he's done with Sector 5. Monkey, meanwhile, has 3 to go before he's done with Sector 3. Opting to go up the left-hand side instead of just kind of ladder climbing on the right. Not sure about the speed on that one, honestly. But he's almost done. And now pollsmor. And pollsmor is now really into the real meat and potatoes of cleanup. This is Sector 6. Sector 6 is the hardest sector in cleanup, beyond a doubt. Beyond a doubt. There are so many items to grab, and there are so many fast strats that are very difficult to get and have very costly backups. Yo, is pollsmor going for right side first? He is! He gets the R shot! Can he carry it all the way? He can! Right from the get-go, getting that E-tank, using the R-shot and the space boost there. Oh no, he accidentally dropped a bomb in the wrong spot, has to reset the room. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. In Sector 6, way too many rooms result in having to either reset the room or run all the way back around. Mistakes are very costly in Sector 6 cleanup. Wait. Is he going for the full length? No! No! He is... Oh! Oh my god, I almost fell over backward in my chair. Oh my god. I forgot he did that. That would have been absolutely legendary. Normally, it's more common to see just... Oh, that's a little bit low there. Oh, dang it. It's more common to take just do the left side first and get that right side on the way out. This is what I'm talking about, though. If you go for the space boosts, which are unquestionably faster, but you mess up the space boost along the way, you generally just have to go through doors again, reset rooms. It's just, you lose a lot of time. In this case, pollsmor went for the high shine spark, so you can more quickly set up for this one. This is, of course, the intended strat there, shine sparking up. Now it just has to do a little bit of... Oh, yikes. I thought he was going to land a little bit short there. Now, Monkey entering Sector 6, making really good time through cleanup. Both of them in the same sector of cleanup at the moment. Sector 6 is far from over. There's still a whole lot of things that can happen. Monkey just going straight for the shine spark. Going for the consistency. He is not giving this up without a fight. Dang it. I don't need to open up another drink. I'm getting really tense here. Pardon me. A little bit unprofessional, but I need to stay hydrated, and honestly, I'm tense. This is gonna be pretty darn close, I feel. Alright, pollsmor gets that powerbomb tank. That one's a little bit rough. If you fun fact here, if you shine spark all the way up, you get locked back into Sector 1, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. No. This is a non-alcoholic drink. I do not drink on stream. That's uncouth. Not to mention, I don't want to get SpeedGaming in trouble. I like them. They're great. I'm gonna give a quick shout out to SpeedGaming for being just a great series of channels that lets us do these tournaments and gives us a platform for them. They're real great to work with, and they just thanks to them and to Feasel for putting it all together, because we wouldn't be able to do these without them. But pollsmor going for this is the most obnoxious powerbomb tank in the entire game, and it requires a frame-perfect jump off of crumble blocks. pollsmor gets its second try. No problem. That is definitely an obnoxious one to get, though. Monkey gonna have to do that now as well. pollsmor, meanwhile, does not have to do that right-hand room. Can just start heading upward and outward, just having to stop here first to grab one last tank. But here we go, Monkey. Gonna have to deal with that powerbomb tank. Let's see how it goes for him. Oh, dang it, didn't quite get it first try. Oh no! Monkey, no! This is the danger of this tank. There's really no other faster way to do it aside from attempting the one-frame jump. But sometimes you just take a bunch of tries to get it. Sometimes it just takes a bunch of tries to get it. Oh, Monkey, no. There we go. Finally getting it. But that was unfortunate. Alright, pollsmor finished Sector 6 cleanup. Into Sector 4, which is already clean, so we can just go. Thankfully, the exit is right here. Very convenient. And he's done. Into Sector 2. Oh, those of you asking about that powerbomb tank, that is not, in fact, the intended strat. There are actually ouches, those little spiky boys that wander around up there. The game intends you to freeze them and use them as platforms across those crumble blocks. But they move very, very slowly, so even getting it not first try, it's faster to go for the one-frame jump. Monkey, unfortunately, also doing what pollsmor did and accidentally activating one of the vertical pillars there. But now he's out of there. pollsmor, meanwhile, going through Crumble City, doing his usual thing of graciously dropping the powerbomb so that we can see that the entire room is made up of crumble blocks. You're at the mercy of space jump, and that is not a thing you ever want to be at the mercy of, let me tell you. But he made it through, no problems. Sector 2 is the second hardest sector in cleanup after Sector 6. There is plenty of things that can mess you up in here. Crumble City is one of the big ones. Now it just has to worry about a couple more puzzle rooms and then the big bad puzzle room. Meanwhile, Monkey, about done with Sector 6, just has to stop and grab Actually, no, he is done with Sector 6. Hey, he already grabbed the thing. Doesn't have to grab it now. Just has to get out of here. Into Sector 4. And I don't know, pollsmor was dancing with that side hopper. I don't know what was up with that. This is not the time for dancing, pollsmor. This is time for speed! This is one of them right here. Okay, he gets it. You're supposed to freeze those rippers, but you actually do have a little bit of time to respin and space jump after you fall through the crumble blocks. It's pretty tight, not easy, but he got it. All right, now Monkey entering Crumble City for himself. Just has to make it through here without falling through the crumble blocks. Otherwise, you have to go all the way back around if you're too slow to get back out. First one, no problem. Oh no! Okay, that's one of the few that you can fall through. Done with Crumble City. On his way to lower parts of Sector 2 here. pollsmor, meanwhile, on his way to the last dreaded puzzle room in Sector 2. This one's a rough one. He's going to have to carry a speed booster all the way up through a room by continuously recharging it. And also shine charge into a wall to get a missile tank. The fastest way of doing that involves crouching on crumble blocks out of a pause screen. No, that's not an exaggeration. That's literally what it is. So here we go. Let's see how it goes for him. Just has to get up this room. He's already beginning his traditional missile spam to clear out his missiles, get them as low as possible. And here we go. And here comes the crouch. Oh, he didn't get it. He's gonna have to he's gonna have to do it from the bottom here. Just run all the way to the right, run all the way back to the left. Not ideal, but you do what you can. And with that, he is done cleaning up Sector 2. He is ready to go get the final item in the game waiting for him up on the main deck. Meanwhile, Monkey making it through this obnoxious puzzle room without any trouble, getting past those rippers, making his way through Sector 2 nice and quick here. Unfortunately, with pollsmor having made it through the last bits of sector cleanup, it's looking real good for him. pollsmor is in a commanding position at the moment. He would have to make some serious mistakes, if not outright die at this point. It looks like he might have this one clinched. But as I like to say never. We'll see what happens. There's still 2 bosses to go for pollsmor before he's done. But Monkey now heading down into the room with those speed booster ramps. Actually, they're just ramps. They're ramps on which you can speed boost, but they are not speed booster ramps. So let's see how that goes for Monkey. I will say, even though I've been watching, I haven't seen him miss anything. Since pollsmor does like to fire a lot of missiles, we don't have a very easy way of telling if he has all the tanks, as you do like on, say, Monkey's screen. And there we go. With that, pollsmor has everything. Going to be on his way to the true final boss. I am, of course, talking about Text. Monkey shine sparking a little bit too high, not hitting the ramp. He's just going to have to run along the bottom as well. All right, so if anybody needs to go to the bathroom, get a drink, or possibly, I don't know, make a lasagna, now's a really good time for that, because this text drags on for approximately 3/4 of an eternity. If this were English, it would be an entire eternity. It's still really long, no matter how you slice it. This is very Resident Sleeper. Meanwhile, Monkey, finishing up Sector 2 cleanup, on his way back to the main deck to grab that last power bomb tank and also have himself a snooze while Computer Dad talks at us. And for those of you who maybe have not explored the entirety of this game, this is also a really cool and rare opportunity to get to see the main reactor core without the plants right here. Another fun fact, if you actually go down lower, you can see a really cool visual green glowy thing near the bottom of the reactor core, but you don't really ever get to see it unless you go seek it out. All right, triumphant music. That means it's time to go up and have that final showdown with the saxophone. All right, Monkey entering the room, going to get that last powerbomb tank right here, right now. But here we go, pollsmor setting up to face off with the sax. pollsmor does play on keyboard, which means he has to do a different step than everybody else. He's going for horizontal here. He's got to keep the sax frozen so that it can maximize damage, otherwise it gets knocked back. It doesn't take damage per frame. Perfect. Now with one shot and then leading the second shot, he can finish it off in 2 shots for the second round. He gets it. Now it's time for doubles. Thankfully, we have better setup for this than we do for the Ridley core, but still, it's not easy. Can he get triple doubles? Oh, he tinked that one. We can still get double doubles. Looks like, yes, he can. pollsmor getting a strong sax fight and double doubles. With that, just gotta reroute this thing down into the planet, and it's time to head to the final boss. Meanwhile, Monkey is having a face-off with Computer Dad. Unlock the doors, Dad. You said I could go out tonight. Alright, pollsmor, not much to say about this part, just moving back through the rooms. If we're lucky, we'll get to see a cool zigzag in the next room. Oh, giving us the zigzag. That is a surprisingly difficult jump to thread there. But it looks really cool. Alright, just one last little time save we can do right here. Gonna see if he can get himself a low-height Shine Spark and carry it all the way into the room with the ship. And nope, landed first, gonna bonk in this room. Meanwhile, Monkey, time for the sax fight. We're gonna see the more traditional fight here. Going for the diagonal shots. And he gets it. That was real quick. Looked like a 4-shot. And looks like a 2-shot second phase as well. Monkey having a flawless sax fight. Here we go. Can he get himself some triple doubles? Nope, that missile tinked. That one looked good. That one looked good. I think he got double doubles as well. Meanwhile, pollsmor setting up for vertical quick kill on the Omega. The Omega looks big and threatening, but it really isn't. Thankfully, we have 2 quick kill strats, and pollsmor shows off the faster one. And time is coming up on facing the screen. Loss of control time! And pollsmor is our winner here today with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 41 minutes, and 54 seconds. GG to pollsmor. Monkey, meanwhile, not far behind, already exiting the station, just has to get down there and deal with the Omega himself. Went for the zigzag, unfortunately accidentally grabbed the ledge there. That's usually how zigzag attempts end. Just how it be. Now let's see if Monkey can get himself a low-height Shine Spark. This is a genuinely challenging Shine Spark to get. I want to say it's... he got it! He got it! He got the low height! Ooh! Look at him go. All the way. That's, I don't remember if that one's frame perfect or not. I think it is, but if it's not, it's, at the very least, exceedingly tight. That one's not an easy Shine Spark to get. But here we go, it's the sax. The sax is back. Because as it turns out, more lore for you, the sax is reproduced by, mitosis, I guess, or something. They basically multiply, it's fine, don't worry about it. Oh no, Monkey! Goes for the diagonal setup, but accidentally lets it get away, thankfully managing to re-corral the Omega into the corner. It's screaming, I wanted to go out and have an ice cream. No, you can't. Go to your room. By room, I mean death. On a related note, I should never be allowed to be a parent. But anyways, that's beyond the point. The point is Monkey is done with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 43 minutes, and 43 seconds. Ooh, 1:43:43. I like it. GG's to Monkey. Now let's see if he would like to come in and say a few words. pollsmor, as is tradition, does not want to come in and say some words. pollsmor not a fan of those post-race interviews, and that's fine. But let's see if Monkey wants to talk a bit. Unfortunately, the one downside to Dunning on the overlay is that it kills the audio. So we're just going to have no music playing. That's all right. Instead, you have to listen to me. So I'm trying to think. I'm going to see if there was some sort of Metroid vocal song. I would give you a soulful rendition right now, but there really isn't. We don't have anything like Snake Eater for the Metroid series, which is too bad. That's just how it is sometimes. Oh, okay. All of you are apparently getting music. I don't get music, so I'm just going to sit here listening to music in my head. It's fine. All right. So let's see if Monkey has anything he wants to say. I'm not seeing him, so I think he might just not be feeling very talkative at the moment, which is fine. Oh, okay. Seems that chat is also not hearing music. No, I lost it. I had it there and then I lost it. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So so it seems that neither of them are feeling very chatty. That's all right. But you know what? If you like Metroid Fusion, I've got some great news. This is not our only race today. We actually have another race later. At 7 p.m. Eastern tonight, we have Guy Average versus Jefferson G. That one might not happen. We had something going on behind the scenes. So keep your eyes peeled on that one. Hopefully we'll have it. If not, then don't worry. We got more coming in the upcoming week. We are now officially in round 2. We have Wednesday, Destructor versus Lyncher. Friday, Alfonso versus Hercules bench press. We got all sorts of real good stuff coming up. And if Metroid Fusion is something you like, but maybe you want a little bit more variety in your speedrunning life, don't worry. SpeedGaming does have you covered. Today, in 1 hour, on this very channel, we have Super Mario World NCNSW, which I still haven't figured out what it stands for, but I'm pretty sure it is some sort of thing involving Super Mario World, and that's a cool game. Y'all like Super Mario World, right? Yeah, of course you do. Of course you do. We also have... Wow, that's a lot. We have a lot of Link to the Past rando. If you like Link to the Past rando, holy cow, we've got you covered. We also have Combo Rando, the Super Metroid Link to the Past Combo Rando, which is actually really cool and really fun if you haven't tried it. And we've got some new stuff. We've also got Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. I didn't know that was a tournament going on. I'm gonna have to come back for that one. We have the Super Mario Sunshine. We've got the Crystallis Randomizer. We got real good stuff today, so definitely go ahead and click that little schedule button below the stream and see for yourself when and where all these races can be found. Oh, okay, thank you. NCNSW, no Cape, no Star World. Oh, I get it. Adding a little... Okay, I can dig it. I can dig it. I can definitely respect that. But otherwise, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Once again, GG's to pollsmor and Monkey for putting on a great race. The game did its best to crush their spirits, but dang it, they still came through with flying colors. That's why they're two of the best. That's all I can really say. And everyone out there, thank you so much for coming. We have a lot of fun doing this, and we hope that you have a lot of fun watching, because that just makes it all the more satisfying. But that's going to do it for us here right now. I've been Crunchy Lex. This has been the Metroid Fusion 100% tournament, and We will see you next mission.